Today's project is special, mainly because I'm actually going to sell it. Let's see how quickly that goes horribly wrong. Welcome back guys to another Sunday video. Today we are taking some scraps that most people would happily throw in a bin and attempting to turn them into a sellable product. And yes, I said sellable. Let's not get carried away. I also need your help today. Some of you have considerably more experience selling things than I do, so watch the video and tell me honestly how much you'd charge for something like this. I'd love for this project to become one of those I can't keep up with the orders kind of situation. Realistically, I'll probably end up with I can keep up with 3 people who ask for a discount, but let's stay positive. Now for the materials. This timber came from our old wooden bed, which I recently chopped up while clearing the house we're moving from. Don't worry, I haven't completely sacrificed our furniture for YouTube. I've still got a very comfortable sofa, so I'll be sleeping there for the next 6 weeks. We're also going to need some sheet material, so I'm going to use hardboard from an old wardrobe. At this point, I'm not building a product, I'm slowly dismantling the entire house. This project requires a ridiculous number of 30 degrees angles to create something that hopefully reassembles a stretched hexagon. So if you're making one yourself, please pay attention. I've already cut several pieces completely wrong and created a beautiful pile of firewood, which is impressive considering the original plan was to make something I could actually sell. At this point, the firewood has a much stronger business model than I do. I've cut a groove into one of the longer sides to create a slot for the hardboard to slide into. Now I'm curious, can any of you already guess what I'm building? I'm also hoping this is actually one of my original ideas, and not something my brain downloaded from Pinterest 5 years ago and forgot to mention. You know that feeling when you think you've invented something brilliant? Yeah, I'm currently waiting for the internet to prove me wrong. Gluing this beast together might be a little difficult, so if you have a band clamp, use it. It's going to look slightly sketchy, because it is, but it works and that's really all we need. Look at that, you came here for woodworking tips and you've already learned something. You're welcome. With the magic of YouTube editing and the stupidly hot weather, our frame is already dry. So now it's time to sand everything down and hide those lovely little gaps in my mitres. Don't worry, everyone gets them. Some people just pretend they don't. And yes, I'm trying to get better at it. But for now, let's just sand aggressively and call it a character. Time to move on to the backing board. I'm using my circular saw for this one because I've officially stopped trusting my table saw to produce a straight line. So we'll use a straight edge and a couple of clamps instead. It's not exactly high tech, but at least I know where the cut is going. My table saw and I are currently taking some time apart. We also need to copy the shape of our frame onto the backing board. And yes, I'm about to use the most advanced measuring technology available to mankind, a pencil. I'll simply place the frame on top and trace it around. I can already feel someone typing. That's not how I do it. Congratulations, you have successfully discovered the comment section. Not all of us are mathematical geniuses, and sometimes the best solution is the one that takes 30 seconds and doesn't require a degree in engineering. Trace, cut, done. Now, I know I said we are currently in separation mode, but I still need to rip one of these boards in half. Trust me, if there was another way, I'd happily take it. Now let's make a couple of 30-degree cuts and install this little fence just before the groove we've made earlier. Just a couple of cuts, a bit of glue, and hopefully no fresh mistakes to add to the collection. We're keeping things professional today, or at least professional looking from a safe distance. It's also time to cut this hardboard to size so we can fit it into a laser. Yes, you've heard me right, the laser is back. And no, before someone says it, I'm not cutting this with a scroll saw. Could you? Probably. Would it take forever? Also probably. And patience is not exactly one of the tools I've invested in. Come on, I know you love these little laser cutting time lapses. I certainly do, so naturally I've included another one later in the video. Enjoy! Now, let's remove these pieces and admire our work for a moment, before I realize the groove isn't wide enough. Beautiful, absolutely flawless. Nothing says professional woodworking quite like finishing a cut and immediately discovering you've made it wrong. Some of you apparently enjoyed watching me struggle with those 10-meter solar lights last time, so naturally I'm doing it again. It's time to untangle the whole bloody thing and turn it into one twisted line that will fit neatly behind our trees. And don't overthink the mounting. I've used hot snot to hold everything in place, and honestly, it worked like a charm. Another highly advanced woodworking technique brought to you by Rare Craftsman. I think it's time for me to shut up and let you enjoy the final part of this build. Trust me, it's worth it. I genuinely loved making this one. Before I disappear, hit that like button and subscribe if you're enjoying the videos. Let's see if we can get to that 5,000 subscriber mark before the big move. I hope you like it, guys. The Tatra Mountains are where my other half is from and where I'm moving to. So hopefully this will be the view from my workshop, not a bad upgrade from my current office. Don't forget to hit that like button and let me know how much you'd actually pay for this one. Then go watch one of these videos next. It really helps the channel. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.